engage with whatever that is!
I give the order, son!
Stay in your lane, Torres.
Predator Killer of Killers is a raw, intense chapter in the franchise, using R-rated animation to push the violence and creature design further than live action ever could. Dan Trachtenberg's touch is clear in the fast-paced action and detailed world-building, turning the Predator into more than just a monster. It becomes a relentless force tested against some of humanity's toughest fighters across different eras. It stands on its own while linking to Prey and setting the stage for the upcoming Badlands. So what exactly makes this bold, bloody animated entry worth your time, and where does it fit in the bigger Predator story? Predator Killer of Killers is an R-rated animated anthology that throws the legendary alien hunters into brutal fights across different times and cultures, spotlighting humanity's fiercest warriors. It's a bold shift for the franchise, mixing savage violence with deep world building in a way that live action simply can't match. The franchise has been on shaky ground since the early 2000s, stumbling through divisive sequels and AVP crossovers that left fans split. Then Prey came along in 2022, Dan Trachtenberg's grounded, culturally rich reboot that reminded everyone why this world matters. Building off that, Trachtenberg teamed up with Joshua Wasong and the Third Floor Animation Studio to push the universe even further with Killer of Killers. The show leans heavily on classic Predator comics and games for inspiration, while borrowing visual language from arcane and iconic anime like Akira. It's all rendered in Unreal Engine, delivering combat scenes that are slick, hyper-detailed, and fluid. But beyond the gore and spectacle, Killer of Killers digs deeper into the Predator lore with subtle nods to the shared Alien vs. Predator universe, teasing bigger connections that lead right into Trachtenberg's upcoming live-action Predator Badlands. Its narrative takes keys from ensemble storytelling like Best in Show, giving each warrior their own moment and weight. It's a fresh, ambitious step that feels like the franchise is finally finding its footing again, melding fan favorite elements with new risk and directions. When it came to putting the movie together, Dan Trachtenberg, fresh off the success of Prey, stepped in as executive producer and creative force, guiding the project's ambitious expansion of the Predator mythos through animation. He teamed up with Joshua Wasong, co-founder of The Third Floor, whose expertise in virtual production gave the show a cutting-edge technical and artistic boost. Instead of big-name casting, they focused on voice actors who could capture the grit and humanity behind these hunters and warriors scattered across time, making sure these characters felt real and layered, not just disposable action figures. Visually, the series leans hard into Unreal Engine's capabilities, blending this hyper-real textured animation with kinetic brutal action that live action could barely pull off. The art direction pulls from the gritty details of classic Predator comics and games. Every setting, from medieval battlefields to sci-fi war zones, feels like its own fully realized world, balancing raw primal violence with a surprising kind of cinematic beauty that still respects the Yautja's savage roots. The sound design matches that intensity perfectly. Heavy drums, eerie atmospherics, and those iconic Predator roars that remind you just how alien and otherworldly these hunters are. Behind the scenes, Trachtenberg and the team leaned into a deep well of Predator lore, from Dark Horse Comics to the AVP universe, to ground the story's beats and keep everything feeling connected and meaningful. It's a meticulous blend of old-school passion and new-school tech that turns Killer of Killers into a fresh but faithful chapter in the saga. It did land with a mix of excitement and curiosity from fans and critics alike. Many praised its bold use of animation to deliver brutal, visually striking action sequences that expanded the Predator mythos in fresh ways, while some found the anthology format a bit uneven. The strong voice performances and ambitious world building earned respect, especially as a bold experiment within a franchise known mostly for live action. Overall, it was seen as a promising step toward the new direction Dan Trachtenberg is charting for the series. Personally, Alien and Predator were a big part of my childhood, so I've always had a soft spot for both. I'll even admit I kind of enjoyed Predator 2, which says a lot. Alien has definitely had its highs and lows, but it stayed fresh over the years with some solid games and movies that, while not perfect, still delivered. Predator, on the other hand, has mostly been stuck in that early 2000s rut, aside from that one standout movie that never got the follow-up it deserved. Prey felt like the big revival the franchise needed, though I was a little worried that things would go quiet again. That's why Killer of Killers and now Badlands had me excited. If they can actually pull off a shared AVP universe with strong storytelling and real respect for the source material, it could be something really special, and I'm all in. For the rest of the video, there will be spoilers, so if you haven't seen it, go watch it and come back. Predator Killer of Killers unfolds as a brutal anthology tracking 3 warriors from wildly different times: the Viking Ursa, Japanese shinobi Kinji, and World War II pilot John J. Torres, each caught in the Yautja's relentless hunt. The Viking segment leans hard into primal survival and raw visceral combat. Ursa's duel isn't just a brawl, it's a collision of savage instinct against alien technology, with Ender's death adding a stark reminder of what's really at stake: human life. There's also a quiet nod here to Alien vs Predator lore, especially the ancient predators of Antarctica. The second story, The Sword, shifts gears to feudal Japan, where themes of honor, betrayal, and family pain weave through Kenji and his brother's fractured bond. Visually, the segment stands out, arguably the best cinematography in the series, with its stunning lighting and dynamic framing that makes the stealth and swordplay scenes pulse with tension. The Predator's sudden appearance disrupts the samurai revenge drama in a way that feels fresh and sharp. The fake-out face-off with the Predator is a masterclass in suspense, playing with your expectations before landing a brutal punch. It's a perfect example of how the series mixes the alien's lethal tech with culturally rich storytelling. The bullet takes us to World War II's North African skies, blending classic war movie adrenaline with the franchise's sci-fi horror DNA. Torres' dogfight against a Predator pilot pulls you in with high-stakes tension, and also leans into real-world UFO phenomena, military pilot sightings, crop circles that root the story in something eerily plausible. The Predator's gear here perfectly straddles the line between futuristic weaponry and primal hunting tools, showing up their unique blend of savage tradition and advanced tech. The final act brings all three warriors to an alien desert arena for a gladiatorial showdown, a scaled-up homage to the franchise's classic hunts, but stretched to an interstellar scale. The introduction of the Grendel King layers a new ritual and hierarchy, expanding Yautja culture beyond what we've seen before. Ursa's sacrifice and the cliffhanger with captives and suspended animation don't just raise the stakes, they leave you eager to see where the story goes next, especially with the broader AVP universe looming in the background. One thing that really stuck with me in Killer of Killers was those suspended animation pods. The way the warriors just hang there, frozen but charged with this weird tension. It's like a snapshot between life and death, caught in this limbo before the next hunt kicks off. The design nails the Predator vibe perfectly. Cold, clinical, almost surgical tech that feels utterly alien, set against the raw human fragility inside. It's this quiet, unsettling moment that cuts through all the gore and chaos, forcing you to pause and really think about the Predator-prey dance at the heart of the whole franchise. Those paws aren't just a plot device, they're a chilling symbol of what the hunt really means. Then there's Raphael Adolini's flintlock pistol from Predator 2, which is a smart nod to the franchise's history without feeling forced. The recent extended ending throws in some surprises too: Naru from Prey, trapped in cryosleep, which means she's far from done, and cameos from Dutch and Mike Harrigan, making it clear they're setting up something bigger. It's the kind of layered world building that, if they followed through, could actually make the shared universe work. Wrapping it all up, I've gotta say, Predator Killer of Killers really surprised me in a good way. Growing up loving both Alien and Predator, I wasn't expecting this animated anthology to hit so many of those right notes. It's raw, intense, and unapologetically brutal, but it also dives deeper into the lore and character moments that I thought possible for something so action-heavy. While it's not flawless, it feels like a passionate, bold step towards reviving the franchise in a way that respects its roots, but isn't afraid to take a risk. With Badlands on the horizon, I'm genuinely hyped to see where this new direction leads. For me, this is exactly the kind of fresh blood the Predator universe needed. Now with all that being said, I'm curious what you guys have to say. Which part from Predator Killer of Killers did you enjoy the most? Would you like more animated content, or should they stick to live action? Personally, I would prefer more live action because Prey and the upcoming movie look really good, but I obviously won't mind more supplemental animated material. How hyped are you for Predator Badlands and the possibility of a fully realized AVP shared universe? This year's been crazy for both franchises, and I'm really enjoying it. Thanks for making it to the end of the video. Be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. Here at Inner Spiral, we cover the games, shows, and movies we all love, so be sure to join us, and I'll see you in the next one.